This is the topic 7 review for Advanced Algebra 1. And the first question, give the degree of each of the following polynomials. And so the degree of this term is 2 plus 1, or 3. The degree of this term would be 3 plus 1, or 4. And the degree of this term is 4. So overall, we go with the largest. This is a 4th degree polynomial. In the next one, we have 6 and a 5 and a 0. And so this is the 6th degree polynomial. This one, this would be 2. I add them together. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. And 0 here. So this is a 4th degree polynomial. And then this one, the degree of this term is 2. The degree of this term is 4. So this 2 is a 4th degree polynomial. And then starting with number 2 now, get rid of that paper underneath. Starting with number 2 now, we have 5x to the 4th plus 6x squared minus 12 plus 4x to the 4th minus x squared plus 3x minus 7. So 5x to the 4th goes with 4x to the 4th, gives me 9x to the 4th. 6x squared minus x squared is 5x squared. I don't have anything to go with the 3x. And then I have negative 12 minus 7 would be minus 19. And my answer has to be in standard form. So 4, 2, 1, 0, it is. I have the quantity negative 5x plus 4 minus the quantity 3x squared minus 5x plus 4. That first set of parentheses are not necessary. The second set of parentheses are, because I'm subtracting that whole thing. And so I need to distribute that negative to get rid of the parentheses. So that's going to be minus 3x squared plus 5x minus 4. And there's nothing to go with the 3x squared. It's going to go first. That's the highest degree term. And then we have minus 5x plus 5x. That's gone. And we have plus 4 minus 4. That's gone. So our answer is negative 3x squared. Number 4, we have 3x squared plus 5 times the quantity 2x squared minus 3x plus 7. And so I just employ the distributive property. This times this would be 6x to the 4th, and then minus 9x to the 3rd, and then plus 21x squared. Now distribute the 5, get plus 10x squared minus 15x, and then plus 35. And gives me 6x to the 4th minus 9x cubed. Then I need to put the 21x squared and the 10x squared together and get 31x squared. Then minus 15x plus 35. Multiplied out and in standard form. 5 has the quantity 5y minus 2 squared. Remember, that means the quantity 5y minus 2 times the quantity 5y minus 2. And again, we just employ the distributive property. This times this is 25y squared. And then that would give me minus 10y. That's going to give me minus 10y. And then plus 4. And then we add like terms there in the middle. 25y squared minus 20y plus 4. Number 6. square picture has a 4 centimeter frame around it. So the picture's a square, so it's x times x, and it has a 4 centimeter frame around it, which means that this is 4, and this is 4, and this is 4, and this is 4. So my new dimensions, this is 4 plus x plus 4, or x plus 8. And if it's a square picture and I put a square frame around it, it's going to be a square still. So this could also be x plus 8 by that argument. Or we can say this is x, or this is 4 plus x plus 4 is x plus 8. And the area of the frame alone is 192 square centimeters. What's the area of the picture? So I need to solve for x. And I think what most of you did when we went over this in class, you were taking the area of the whole thing, so x plus 8 times x plus 8, subtracting the area of the frame, which in this case is x squared, and subtracting the area of the picture, and that will equal the area of the frame. So the area of the whole thing minus the area of the picture equals the area of the frame. And then it just becomes, this is going to be x squared plus 8x is plus 16x plus 64 minus x squared. And we talked about if your x squareds don't drop out, then you've done something wrong. So they do drop out. I get 16x plus 64 equals 192. Subtract 64 from both sides. And I get 16x equals 128. Divide that by 16. And x is 8. Okay. And then reading is significant here. We have to read the question. And it says, what's the area of the picture? Well, the picture would be 8 by 8 centimeters. So the area of the picture would be 64 centimeters squared. Would be the correct answer there. Okay. Number 7 here. We have negative 18y to the 6th plus 36y to the 3rd minus 24y. And it's asking us to what the greatest common factor is. So let's see. Smallest one's 18, and that's 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. So 18 does not go into those two. 9 doesn't go into 24. 6 goes into all three. So the greatest common factor, and my leading coefficient is negative. So my greatest common factor is going to be negative 6. And then I have y to the 6th, y to the 3rd, and y. So negative 6y. And it's just asking me for the greatest common factor. It's not asking me to factor it out. It's not asking for the remaining trinomial when I factor it out. It's asking for the greatest common factor. So greatest common factor is negative 6y. And then starting with number 8, we just have a whole bunch of factoring to do. What's more fun than that? You got to ask yourself. So is there a greatest common factor here? No. It's a binomial, so that means it's the difference of two squares. The square root of 49x squared is 7x and 7x, and the square root of 1, 1, plus, minus, done. Okay. Number 9, 25x squared plus 40x plus 16. And greatest common factor? Nope. So I go to my factor puzzle, 25x squared, 16. It looks like it's a perfect square trinomial, so I'm going to do 5x and 5x. and I'm going to do 4 and 4. I multiply across, I get 20x and 20x, and everything checks out. 20x and 28, that's that, and that's that. So it looks like 5x plus 4 times the quantity 5x plus 4. X squared minus 16x plus 64. Greatest common factor? Nope. Binomial? Nope. Trinomial? Yep. So here we go. X squared goes here. 64, negative 16x. Let's see, 64 is amazing. It's another one of those that's just amazing. 2 times 32, 4 times 16, 8 times 8. I believe that's it. And I think it's going to be 8 and 8 to make 16. 8x, 8x. And I want negative 16, so they both need to be negative, which is good, because if they're both negative, when I multiply up, I'll get positive 64, which is what I'm supposed to get. So everything checks out, and I get the quantity x minus 8 times the quantity x minus 8. 6x squared plus 3x minus 30. Is there a greatest common factor? Yes, there is. Everything in there is divisible by 3. And so then that gives me 2x squared plus x minus 10. And then that trinomial goes to my factor puzzle. 2x squared, negative 10 here, x here. 2x squared would be 2x and x. 10, let's see, I think it's going to be 2 and 5. And I think the 2 needs to go here and the 5 here. That gives me 4x and 5x. And if the 4 is negative, then that would make positive 1x, which is what I want. So this is negative. So it's 3 times the quantity. That's 2x plus 5 times the quantity, x minus 2. Okay. 12. 12x squared plus 29x plus 15. And 29 is prime, so there's no greatest common factor. We just go, it's trinomial, so we go straight to our factor puzzle. And 12x squared goes here, 29x, 15. I'm going to try 4x and 3x. Let's see. Ooh, isn't as hard as it looks. If I put the 5 here and the 3 here, that gives me 20x and 9x, which works. That plus that equals that. 3 times 5 is 15. 3x times 4x is 12x squared. Good guessing on my part. So our answer is the quantity 4x plus 3 times the quantity 3x plus 5. And number 13 is x squared minus 5xy minus 24y squared. Get that in your window. There we go. Excuse me. No greatest common factor. So I go straight to my factor puzzle. X squared minus 24y squared. There can be more than one quadratic term. X and X. 24 is another one of those amazing numbers. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. It's amazing. Looks like it's going to be 3y and 8y. So this gives me 3xy, 8xy, And I need the 8 negative. And then my answer is 8x minus 8y times the quantity x plus 3y. Number 14, x squared minus 13x plus 36. No greatest common factor. X squared, 36, x and x. 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, 10, 11, 12, that's it. And it looks like 4 and 9 are going to be the winners. So 4x and 9x, I need them both negative to work, which means I need both of these negative to work. So that checks, and that checks. We have the quantity x minus 9 times the quantity x minus 4. Number 15, 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. No greatest common factor. So 2x squared minus 9 minus 3x, 2x and x. Let's see, is it going to be 3 and 3? I think so. I think it's going to be 3 and 3. So 6x, 3x. Yeah, I need the 6 negative. So then 2x plus 3 times the quantity x minus 3. And last one, 16. X squared minus x minus 42. Again, no greatest common factor. So we go straight to our puzzle. That's what you do. X and x. 1 times 42, 2 times 21, 3 times 14, 6 times 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, nope, I think that's it. And obviously it's 6 and 7, 6x, 7x. I want a negative 1, so that means I need the 7 negative. So that works. Negative 7 times 6 is negative 42, and 6x minus 7x is minus x. So x minus 7 times the quantity x plus 6. That's it. You ask how many problems are on the test? Well, there's 16 problems on the review. I bet there's 16 problems on the test. Maybe. All right. My work here is done.